back. Episode 7 of the Wagon podcast. 75-ish, maybe?
76.
76. Matt?
Yes.
Is that still what you're going by?
You can call me Puff Puff.
Puff Puff.
Yes.
Mr. Puff, how are you? You look a little different.
Yeah, haircut.
I was going to say same.
Yeah.
Haircut.
Decided to buzz it off.
Yeah, I got
choice.
it. Got it. Horns are new?
Yeah, you didn't... I've had the horns for a while.
Oh.
Yeah. I did polish them this weekend, though.
That must be what it was.
It was nice.
Yeah.
My dragon mother, Daenerys, brought me to a horn cleaning clinic.
Really?
They do a good job. Yeah.
Are those common?
How do these things sit? Because this
I don't
tail... Maybe they don't sit in foldable chairs
Usually
too much.
they fly.
Well, my wings can touch the sky, you know?
Yeah.
I can do that too.
For our listeners...
I need to prove it to you, though. I can just do it.
Okay, cool. I believe you.
I'm not like a peacock or something.
Right.
That would be embarrassing. All dragons can fly.
Yeah, I know.
Including this one.
And the one from that movie, How to Train Your Dragon.
Toothless.
He can fly.
Yeah.
For our audio
Overrated.
only...
Cousin of mine.
What?
Toothless.
Overrated?
No, I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's way cooler than me.
Right, yeah.
I mean, this looks
Way
like
more
a
famous,
dragon
too.
demon. This looks like something you summon on accident. It's like, oh, I meant to summon like rains for the harvest. Instead, I summoned this thing.
A dragon.
Now it's gonna burn down my
I said
village.
one word wrong.
Yeah. Oh God.
For anyone listening...
Yes. Please describe
I've been trying
me.
to say this for the third time. Well, first off, we love you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Yes.
And without you guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Exactly. True. I mean, monetarily.
No, it would be. We haven't made a single dollar from any of the audio listeners.
Oh, true. True.
But you're the reason why we fight.
Yes.
Matt is dressed in a dragon costume, which
Head to toe.
is extending him to about 6'7" in height.
I think.
He has a tail. He has wings. He has 6 horns. This was because, if anyone's been keeping track, we've been playing it. Oh, birthday shark.
Birthday shark down.
There's a lot going on.
Oh my God.
There's
This
a lot going
corner
on.
is excessive.
We've been playing like a 2-month-long game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can listen back to it, but Matt lost, and this was his punishment. I could pick any animal costume, and this was
whole episode.
the most expensive one.
Yes.
It's real leather. Real dragon leather.
Yeah, well, I can feel it. It has... Oh, I like the scales. I didn't even notice the detail
Yeah, it's
of
nice.
the scales.
I figured you could... You told me the other day you are running low on like pajamas, so I figured it would double as something you could sleep in.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
I'll probably just...
Right.
Make one.
Hello.
Yeah. I think the Patriots are going to be really good this year.
Yeah, right. Nonsense.
It's my alter ego, Puff Puff.
Yeah, Puff Puff. All right. You know that song? You know Puff the Magic Dragon? Remember that? Boy's Tale?
No.
You don't?
Not ringing a bell.
Do you actually
I know
not?
Puff Puff the Magic Dragon.
Do you?
This guy.
For real, though, do you not?
Yes, I'm familiar with the folk.
That was about smoking weed by the beach.
What?
Yeah. Puff the Magic Dragon?
Not this guy. This guy's anti-drugs.
Yeah.
This dragon.
What are you pro?
Puff Puff.
What else are you anti?
What's
What's your stance on the Middle East?
Pro graffiti.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it.
The Middle East?
Pro some crimes.
The Middle East, good for business. Good for Puff Puff's business.
Right.
The Middle East.
Yeah. Any war.
It's great for me.
Because a dragon swoops
Great
in
for
and
me.
just
Great
levels
for
the
me.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can fly.
Right, you can get out of there in a second.
I can fly.
Where are you living these days?
Transylvania.
Okay, good spot.
Yeah. I just
wanted you to say
relocated.
the Lord of the Rings.
You
mountain,
would love the food there.
the Misty Mountains.
Yeah.
In Transylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah. do they
Dragonstone.
have-
I was originally in Dragonstone.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
I am. I mean, waist deep in Sopranos. Like,
Yeah? How are you liking it?
I think I've watched. There's like, I've watched probably 25 episodes in the last 5 days,
Nice.
which they're each an hour.
Okay. That's a lot of hours.
So that means one out of my last 5 days, the whole 24 hours was
Whole
watching
thing.
Sopranos.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
Meeting your standards so far. Meeting your expectations for one of the greatest shows ever.
It's really good.
Yeah. I gotta watch
It's
it.
really cool.
I gotta watch
Because
it.
it's like he's the mob boss.
Yeah.
But it's also like
He's
just
just
his
a guy.
day-to-day life.
That's cool.
Like taking his kids to practice.
Does he start like super powerful or no?
I don't want to give it away.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
I just binged X-Men 97.
Yes. Tell me
so
about
awesome.
that.
Tell me about that.
Tell me about that
please.
cartoon you love.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's an extension of the original show.
Okay.
1997, which I used to watch when I was a wee boy.
Right.
But they made it like for adults now because they realize their audience is like
For adults, do
older
they
now.
like have sex?
No, but they like kiss
Lame.
sometimes.
No,
and it's weird.
lame.
And but it's so good. The themes are very adult. And it was probably the greatest X-Men thing ever made, in my opinion, besides like the comics, obviously. So,
Okay, besides that, obviously. So
Yeah.
out of the 5 things that have ever been made,
out of all the
it's
X-Men
probably
movies,
top 5.
this is better than any X-Men movie that's ever been made.
Flame on! Is he
Fantastic
in it?
Four.
Oh, really? That's
No,
what I was thinking
but
of the whole
Mr.
time.
Fantastic is in it. They do a lot of cameos. Like Captain America's in it. Iron Man's in it. It's really fun.
Hate that. I hate that.
Well, they're all in the same universe.
I know, but just do your own thing.
Well, they're brief. They just show up.
Just do your own thing.
Briefly. Daredevil. It's exciting.
This seems to be how we start every podcast lately.
I've never once worn a dragon costume. I know.
Really?
It seems like I would have, but I haven't actually.
I know.
I
meant
headpieces.
I meant just talking about movies and shows.
Well, I have to get my outlet out sometime.
I know. No, fair.
This is the only time.
What else is going on?
We went on a romantic beach date this weekend. Island date.
I was
we
so
eloped
drunk
to an island.
by the end of the night.
I was.
Where'd you go?
I was.
I feel like you disappeared at one point in the night.
Nope. No. I was there the whole time.
Were you doing dragon stuff?
I might have been doing dragon stuff. Yeah, flyover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to burn a rival village.
I went to the doctor today.
How'd that go?
All healthy.
Cancer?
Yeah, 2 colonoscopies.
Oh, 2 colonoscopies?
Yeah.
Double?
Yep, same time.
How was it in terms of sensation?
It was, I was weird. I was awake.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah. It was good. You want to guess my
What did he use?
Guess my vitals.
Okay. 98.6?
Temperature. I don't think they could count. I meant guess my height and weight.
How far could he go?
It was a girl.
Inside you.
It was a girl. It was a girl. And she went far.
Okay. Height and weight.
Feels like you're getting eating, right? You're getting eaten.
Height and weight, 6'5". 120. Okay. 6'7", 100 pounds.
Yeah, got it.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
Got it? Nailed it?
Yeah, you got
it. Yes.
Sweet.
Puff,
all right, well,
this episode...
This episode is good. Oh, dude, you could be like the guy at the fair that guesses everyone's weight.
I can't snap because I'm so sweaty.
You know what I've been working on lately?
What's that?
Is trying... I did it the whole way over here.
Okay.
Trying to whistle with my fingers.
Oh, how'd we do? Not close.
All I get every time is wet fingers.
Yeah, not close at all.
Yeah, and I got really lightheaded in the car.
Okay, have you?
Which is
how
tough.
Were you doing that with 2 hands on the car?
I was learning on the fly.
Okay,
and it was dark. But
nice. And it was dark. So it's just a fair choice.
I don't whistle at night.
Okay.
It's kind
of. You're
like
afraid who will come rolling in if you do?
Puff puff.
That's my call.
Double P. Name's so nice you say it twice.
You rang.
All right, this episode is just going to be our college football preview.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then next week we'll have an NFL preview. And
if I'm still alive by then.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do something else.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe.
Yeah, big things coming.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
New intro.
Perhaps.
I have an idea. Maybe it'll be in this episode. Ooh. That'll be impressive.
It's just you being like, rah.
It's in like an all-white room.
We need to make Beck wear that.
Oh, he'd love it. He would love it. He would love it. Yeah, so I'm actually very excited to get into it, though.
The college football. Me as well. Excited. This is like my first time really getting into it.
Yeah.
I think I said that last year. Anything else to say? What's going on?
No, not at all.
Hemorrhoids?
Democratic National Convention starts tonight. Your
care.
guy Joe Biden's talking.
Don't care. Who is that?
You love him, actually. Unironically. You love him because of how old he is.
True. That is true. Yes. I do love him because of how old he is, and I hope I get some funny videos.
Yes.
That's all I care for.
Which you might.
That's all I care for. I really think he should be president again.
Look out. I have something for you. Legos.
Do tell.
This was a topic. I don't have any Legos for you. This is a topic from the Escape Pod podcast, and I thought it was a really interesting topic. Legos, overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
How are they rated?
By society. In the discourse.
No. Like what's their current rating?
Well, you tell me.
This is a new thing I've been learning from my boy Josh Pate.
Yeah.
When you say teams are overrated, you gotta be like, well, what are they rated? And then I'll tell you if they're overrated or underrated.
It's your job to decide based on.
Are Legos overrated?
Yeah. In your experience living in society.
Right now or in general? Because right now they're pretty expensive.
That's what I mean. No, that's what I mean. It's part of
right now.
Everything's factored in. Everything.
Legos are awesome.
Are they overrated?
Put that on a quote card.
Are they overrated?
No.
I think they're properly rated.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I think so.
I would still pay some good money for a good set of
Legos.
Legos.
That's the only thing that holds it back.
Remember Lincoln Logs?
Do I ever?
That was my shit.
Where'd they go?
They went upstate to a barn.
Just with Fido.
Yeah.
Puff Puff's old dog.
Yeah.
Barked him to crisps.
Barked him to crisps. Can you blow flames for me?
Yeah, I can, but I'm not going to. Just like how I can fly.
Okay. Cool.
All right, we're gonna see
that
you
later.
with.
We're gonna do some college football stuff.
College football insider Andrew Gecse. He's back after his punishment for not showing up on the college football playoff day. We banished him down. Don't do that.
I had peanut butter crackers earlier.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Ugh, Puff Puff will die. Puff is allergic to peanut
Puff
butter.
that's his one weakness.
That's my one weakness.
You can tear down villages.
I can't.
You just can't do peanut butter.
I can't.
Just upsets.
It's the worst when I burn down the villages filled with peanut butter and it's in the fumes. That and the skin.
The worst. Nothing worse than that.
And burnt humans.
Couldn't be
Puff
more
kind of
relatable.
likes the burnt humans.
The birth. Oh Christ! All right, let's just.
I love it. I watch it.
Let's do college football.
Okay, let's.
All right, bye. Welcome back from the break. The break was sponsored by.
I've been trying to think of a Dragons related company.
Yeah.
I can't find any.
No.
The Targaryen dynasty, maybe.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We are joined by.
Oh, the Wi-Fi went out.
College football insider. Not anymore. Bailed on us.
Maybe he got afraid of the dragon.
Yeah, I don't. Wi-Fi went out. Yeah, that's what I would say too. If I saw a dragon, dragon walks up to me, dude. Wi-Fi just went out.
Wi-Fi went out. Sorry.
Gotta go.
And I'm like,
I'm supposed to be in class right now.
Really?
Yeah. Told him I was feeling ill.
Sorry, I'm spending time with a grown man wearing a dragon suit.
Spending time with a grown dragon.
Yeah.
Fully grown dragon.
I need all my attention needs to be
I can't do class today.
I can't. You think I can multitask that? I'll get burnt to shreds.
I got the whole dragon thing today, so.
Yeah, dragon trainer, like in Harry Potter 4.
Yeah, from Bulgaria?
Yeah, something like that. And Romania, I think.
Maybe. I think Romania was where that other...
Weasley was there.
The wizarding.
Yeah, but I think Weasley went there to elder Weasley went there to study.
What was the...
Fred and George.
Harry Potter trivia. What was the dude's name that dated... Not dated.
Victor Crumb.
Victor Crumb. Yeah. Well,
there you are.
My Wi-Fi went out. Yeah.
Yeah, you coward. You were afraid to see a dragon.
Are we not paying for that?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
It's the biggest pain in the ass. So they outsource it to Xfinity. Like, my roommate did it, and it took him like 8 hours. Like, it's been so bad.
Seems like
we're going tomorrow to see if we get what?
Yeah, just tell them you have to do a podcast.
Just tell them it's the Wagon.
They'll know it.
I put my personal hotspot on.
Okay, great,
cool. That works too. I guess
shouldn't be a problem.
All right, we're joined by our college football insider Andrew Gecse, who's currently down in Tuscaloosa doing his final camp.
COVID year.
Yeah, COVID year. Well, he's doing his scouting.
Yes,
for Alabama.
Please.
His final scouting.
Yeah.
How's it going down there?
Insider.
In Tuscaloosa. What's the vibes?
Good. How's it going back up north?
Oh, bad. We got a dragon problem.
I'm the problem.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's great. No, it's good. I am just titillated that college football season is right around the corner.
Yeah, this Thursday?
Week 0.
Or this Saturday?
Dublin.
Yep.
Across the pond.
Yeah. Good one too. Georgia Tech versus Florida State.
You're pretty high on Georgia Tech. We talked about it.
Yeah.
But let's not waste too much time on terrible teams.
Let's not.
What do we want to get into first?
There's a bunch of new stuff happening this year.
A lot of new stuff happening. Very unpredictable season.
Can you just give us a brief overview? Can you set the scene, maybe, an epilogue for the 2024 to 2025 college football season? What has changed?
Yeah.
Who have we lost? Who have we gained?
It's the whole it's a whole new landscape, right? Like, the greatest of all time retired, which is the biggest deal because now there hasn't been an active head coach to beat Georgia in like 6 years now or something like that.
Wow.
Because it was Nick Saban and then it was Dan Mullen at Florida. So now there hasn't been one since I don't even know who. And there's only, I think, 2 active head coaches to win national championships.
Dabo?
It's like 3. It's like Kirby Smart, Dabo, and the guy that coaches at UNC, Mac Brown.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so there's that. So more parity, I guess, or less parity. And then the 12-team playoff, which we'll have for a year, and then it'll be a 14-team playoff.
And the realignment, which is set to produce some insane matchups. Where are you on the realignment? Are you pumped about it? Or are you a little skeptical?
I think I'm pumped about it. I see it 2 ways. So pumped about it for football, obviously, and hoops. But, I think the other sports are really getting screwed. You imagine being, a softball player for, UCLA and having to go play, Rutgers on a Wednesday night and then having to fly back. They're not – sooner or later, it's just going to be 2 big conferences and, sports are going to start losing more money. Because, I think right now, the only two profitable sports in college is football and basketball, and most basketball teams aren't profitable. Marty Smith from whatever SEC network did a thing, and Florida basketball loses money every year. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
Like with how big that brand is.
Yeah.
Like Florida in general. And then, I think it'll turn into just two big conferences. It's going to slowly turn into like the NFL or the MLB, like stuff like that. NBA, where there's just two conferences. It'll be like the Big Ten and the SEC.
Well, it makes for very entertaining matchups.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Any early matchups that you're already circled is like, this is going to be awesome. I know there's that one day, second Saturday in October maybe, that's just like going to be the greatest day in college football history.
October 12th.
Yeah. October 12th. October 12th is crazy. There's a ton of good ones, but like Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama, just stuff like that. Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan. Michigan plays versus Texas. That's a good one. Yeah, sleeper teams. So I'll go by conference. I only did like the big four or Power Four conferences now. I didn't like talk about like any like Group of Five teams or anything like that, just because
Coastal Carolina
playoff, and it'll probably be Liberty with whatever their quarterback's name is. Yeah, but for and I did a sleeper and then I did a super sleeper. So like sleeper, you'll see. So like for the SEC, my sleeper team this year is LSU. I think LSU is going to be fantastic. Like I'm way higher on them than I am Ole Miss now.
Oh, okay. I love Ole Miss this year, but yeah.
Yeah,
Tell us
but
about LSU.
Ole Miss has to go play at LSU, Death Valley.
Why LSU?
So they played 3 huge games. They get Alabama, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. All of them are at Death Valley. Their toughest away game is at A&M, and then they play a neutral site versus USC. I think I like what they got for receivers and running backs. Kyron Lacey. What?
What? Just so choppy.
Really? Hold on. Let me see if the Wi-Fi's turned back on.
LSU.
Do we need to get down there?
Yeah, we should just fly down.
The fiber optic cable company?
Yeah.
Maybe give
We
them a
should.
call.
We could also just go down.
I don't want to freak you out, but we have a dragon. So.
Where? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
You can fly.
Yeah,
Gift
I can.
of flight.
Tell everyone I can fly.
Are your claws sharp?
Don't look at them.
Don't look at them. Yeah, who are your sleeper teams, Matt?
Probably the University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Right.
If I just had to pick one.
UAB.
Top of my head.
The Dragons.
Oh, I didn't know they were called that.
Yeah.
Good program.
Yeah, they are. Good sleeper. What conference are they in?
The Southern Westeros United. Something like that.
Is that an airline?
No, they just got a good squad.
Yeah, they do. Who's like any key players, coach, anyone you'd like to name?
First and last they got Targaryen there at quarterback.
What's his first name?
Toothless.
Targaryen.
Something like that.
Yeah, he should be good.
I'm pumped. He should be Heisman favorite, is what they're saying.
Favorite?
Yeah. Well, he's up there. He's
Really?
no Dylan Gabriel, but I think he's right
top
up there.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He wears the number 1.
Nice.
He's just cool. He's just cool, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. All right. Okay, it's just
us
talking.
Yeah.
Just us talking.
Yeah, for
That's
a while.
actually what we usually do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so LSU, sneaky, could win the SEC, gonna make the playoff. They have, I call it 4 tough games. They have Alabama, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss. Those are all at home. So they're getting them in Death Valley. They got to go play late, I think in November, at A&M. And then they got neutral site versus USC, which I think they're going to beat the piss out of USC next Monday night.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
in
they play
Vegas,
Monday or
right?
Sunday
Yeah.
night. Yeah, I love Nussmeier, the quarterback. I think he's an absolute gunslinger. He's kind of like the guy, like, every year it seems like there's a new guy that kind of comes out of nowhere and just becomes a first-round pick somehow, like Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Who else?
Joe Burrow.
I'm not going to say he's Joe Burrow.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah, like that type.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll either be him or Cade Klubnik from Clemson.
Yeah.
But, yeah, LSU, though, they got Kyron Lacey, Mason Taylor. Run game's going to be elite. Probably the best offensive line in the country.
Yep.
And the defense will improve. They hired Mizzou's defensive coordinator.
Oh.
And I think they still have elite players. Brian Kelly is a great coach. He recruits at an elite level, and now they just upgraded everywhere besides Jaden Daniels, obviously, and then Thomas and Neighbors leaving. But they're replacements. You can replace them. People do it all the time. And then my super sleeper for the SEC is Kentucky.
Ooh.
They kind of ran the portal, got a quarterback, running back, a really good inside linebacker in Jamon Dumas-Johnson from Georgia. They play a relatively weak schedule. Bob Stoops wins 8 games every year. It's just one of those guys. And I think Vandergriff will be pretty good there.
He transferred from Georgia as well.
Yeah. I think they got another one, too, from Georgia. Oh, they got a safety from Alabama who's a good player, too. Christian Story.
Oh, he's Vandergriff was a 5-star, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yep.
Brock.
Yeah, and then moving to the ACC, my sleeper is Virginia Tech. I think if they're good and that stadium's rocking, they're going to be so tough to beat at home. And they got 2 tough games on their schedule. They got to go at Miami, which is tough, but their home atmosphere is not a tough one. They're going to be a good team, and then they play versus Clemson. So if they're a top 20 team having to get Clemson at home, that place is going to be buzzing. Enter Sandman. It's going to be sick. And I think they might have the best quarterback in the ACC, in Kyron Drones. I forget the running back's name, but he's pretty good too. And then I really like the wide receiver, Allie Jennings, who transferred there last year. Kind of a letdown last year, but another year with Drones, built some chemistry. Yeah, I think they'll be really good this year. They'll be a tough team, which I think the ACC is probably the weakest conference in the Power Four right now. They just have a lot of meh teams. You don't know what you're going to get with Clemson.
Yeah, what is Clemson?
Miami,
Talk to me about Clemson. Miami, talk to me about Clemson and Miami. Those are the 2 teams I'm really intrigued by in the ACC.
All right, so I'll say I think Clemson's going to win the ACC.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. They added an elite wide receiver out of the portal. That's what they've needed over the past whatever years.
They did. I thought they were anti-portal.
No, they got one guy. They got one guy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so they have an elite tight end in Billingstall or Bringingstall, whatever his name is. They have a absolute freak at running back with Phil Maffa. And then Cade Klubnik in another year with Garrett Riley, who was the coordinator for TCU a couple of years ago when they got boat raced by Georgia. The D-line is elite. Peter Woods is a stud. Their secondary lost a few pieces, but they also they still recruit at such a high level, and Dabo knows how to win games. I think, what did they finish last year?
They won 3 games last year, I believe, after starting really.
Yeah, everybody writes them off they were just some bums last year. They lost to, I think they lost to Duke week 1, Florida State, and maybe Miami. I don't remember, but
but then they beat Notre Dame, and they won the last 5.
Yeah, they took Florida State to OT, I think, and then Keon Coleman turned into a grown ass man versus them. But yeah, I think they're going to be really good. I put them in my playoff prediction is ACC winner. So whoever wins Clemson, Florida State, and then for the 10th or 11th or 12th seed, I have the loser of Florida State, Clemson. I think they're both will get in.
They have a pretty tough schedule though, right? They open against Georgia.
Yeah, that's a loss.
And then how many if they lose 3 games, they're not making it in, right?
No.
So they have at Florida State.
I think you can. Yep.
And then they have, if they lose that game, then they have to beat NC State, Louisville, Virginia Tech, and then close versus South Carolina, who's not insanely good, but they're still a tough team.
Tough to play there. If it's there.
It's home.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really good. I think they improved on the offensive line. Another year with another elite coordinator who everybody wanted. Cade Klubnik was Mr. Football in Texas. He's no scrub. The running back's a stud, and the defense is always going to be elite with whatever is the D coordinator, Wes Goodwin. But yeah, and it's the second year for their offensive line coach too, who was Georgia's offensive line coach when they went on the whatever win streak a couple of years ago. So I'm going to pick Clemson to win. I'm curious to who you guys think will win the ACC actually, because I think it's probably the hardest conference to predict right now.
I'm not super dialed in, but I've heard really interesting things about Miami.
Yeah.
And just what Cristobal has going on down there, and I know there's a lot of pressure on him to perform, and I know they got a lot of guys.
Yep.
What's interesting Florida State's really interesting because they almost just like completely reset.
Full portal.
Like full, just full portal basically.
Yeah.
Like they were great last year and they just had a great portal. So it's like, and their coach is really good. And
Yeah.
I've always been a DJ Uyunglele guy, even though he's kind of like a Joe Milton-y type now at this point. But so they're interesting.
Yeah, I mean Cam Ward could also be a potential Heisman guy. So I like Miami.
Yeah.
I also, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna root hard for NC State because Grayson McCall. I mean, if they don't have a super hard schedule, if they could squeeze into that championship game somehow, like they could make the playoff. But that, like you're saying, it's not a crazy tough division right now, so it is kind of up in the air.
Yep. Yeah. Miami, it's the team of potential.
Yeah, upside, right?
Like like you have no idea what you're gonna get. Like they're not consistent. They're not this. They're not that. Cam Ward played in the Pac-12, which nobody plays defense in the Pac-12.
Right.
And I think they avoid either Clemson or FSU, right?
I think so too. Yeah.
And also,
they don't play Clemson.
Playing at the Swamp week 1, that is not a good opener for them at all.
Wow, week one?
Week 1, yeah.
We can let you keep going, but while we're on the topic, I was going to ask you, now that we're talking about how poor this division is right now, how many teams from the SEC do you think would win the ACC?
All right, so I have it in 2 sections. I think these are guaranteed would win the ACC. Georgia, Alabama, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss. So 5. Maybes, Mizzou, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
Okay, so 8 teams.
8 teams in the SEC
Yeah.
would probably win the ACC.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. And we're talking about Florida State, who people were arguing were the 4th best team. Again, they have a completely new team, but
completely different team.
But
And
there's
then,
still what?
like
10?
you're gonna see week 1 when Georgia beats Clemson by 20 plus.
Yeah. And then Clemson goes on to have a pretty decent season.
Yeah, everyone's going to write Clemson off, and then they're going to
Actually, still
exactly.
pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I just got a quick question for maybe casuals like myself, or maybe people that haven't gotten redialed in college football and know the landscape has changed a lot.
You've been doing a lot of Dragon stuff.
I've been doing Dragon stuff, burning villages and such. What are some storylines / teams that maybe I'm not aware of that I should be more dialed into heading into the season? Maybe stuff that's a little more obvious to you, maybe not the typical Dragon like myself.
I think Penn State could be a sleeper college football team. New OC, Drew Aller needs to take that next step. He could be like the Nussmeier or Cade Klubnik, like has all the tools, just has to put it fucking together.
Right.
And they got 2 elite running backs in Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, and the defense will always be elite. And I think so. Penn State avoids. I think they only play Ohio State. Like that's their hard game. Like I think they avoid Michigan, Oregon.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever UCLA or like.
They play. I think they play at USC, but then they don't play like any decent team. I think they play Nebraska, but they don't play like Iowa.
The storylines in the ACC are pretty good. DJ Anjalilele
Coming back.
versus Clemson going back.
Yep.
Obviously, in the SEC, it's going to be how does it look without Nick Saban?
Yep.
But the whole landscape in college football, it's a whole new year. Like, it's completely different. It's a completely different era. A new era is starting. That's how you should look at it. It's a new era of college sports in general, but football especially because that's what keeps everything going in college sports.
Yeah. What's going to be sweet is how, like, obviously I'm not like die hard, but I love Notre Dame. And like last year, I'm basically checked out of their season after that Clemson loss. You know,
and then they only had like 3 losses.
Right, exactly. Yeah. This year, I'm going to be probably watching the entire season, like no matter what, honestly. So it's like just realistically, So I think it's just sweet that now so many more fan bases will be engaged.
It's also it'll be fun that we have like a legit playoff bubble of like some teams that can like actually like a good handful of teams that probably could have an argument of getting in the playoff won't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the group of 5 teams fighting out for one spot will be pretty cool. Like Tulane, USF, Liberty, all them.
Like all of a sudden, those will be like games in late November that you're going to be like, dude, I gotta watch the Tulane Liberty game tonight. I have to.
Yeah. Going along with the sleeper teams. So the Big 12, I got Oklahoma State. I'm so high on them. I think they're going to run through teams. I think like if you want to play a shootout, they can win a shootout. If you want to, defensive battle, it's good. They're going to be good. They're going to be a tough game.
Do they have a good defense, good quarterback? I know obviously Ollie Gordon's the story there.
The thing with the Big 12 and kind of like to win in college football, at quarterback, an average white dude wins.
Yeah.
Fair.
Kyle
It's that simple. Like every year, Alan Bowman is like a 6-year senior who's transferred twice. So like that has conference champion written all over it. Their entire offensive line came back. Every single player on the offense came back. Ollie Gordon's a stud.
Oklahoma State's gonna be really
good. The only thing with them is their two toughest games are back-to-back weeks. So they got Utah and then at Kansas in back-to-back weeks.
Ooh.
And then like a sleepy 9:15 kickoff versus BYU one week. Too.
Oh, and the Mormons will be totally fine.
They'll be up.
Yeah,
they'll be up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tough one.
So they're my sleeper and also my pick to win the Big 12 because I think
sleeper.
I'm not sold on Utah. I know Cam Rising's good, but I don't know if their weapons are good enough. Their defense will be fine. And Kansas State's got a whole new OC, whole new quarterback, new weapons. They did get the running back from Colorado, the Edwards kid. He's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Dylan Edwards.
And then probably my favorite super sleeper in any conference, UCF.
Oh, the Black Knights.
Oh.
Yep, with Gus Malzahn and KJ Jefferson from Arkansas.
Oh, he's there now.
Yeah. And who did Gus Malzahn win a national championship with?
Auburn.
Cam Newton.
Yep. Auburn.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how they do because KJ Jefferson is a freak.
Where does UCF play football?
What?
For what conference? Are they Group of 5?
No,
they're in the Big 12.
They are in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. That'll be exciting.
And then shifting over up north to the Big 10.
Yeah.
My sleeper team
out
is
west.
You can't have a sleeper team in there because Oregon, Ohio State. They're gonna probably play each other twice.
Yep.
In the regular season, and then conference championship, and then maybe in the playoff.
Oregon in the Big 10.
There's a storyline for you. We could see teams play each other 3 times.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is
So I picked Penn State for my sleeper team, and then my super sleeper team, based off Quinn texting us, is Rutgers.
Yeah, baby.
Go, Rutgers.
I said it right.
Run that ball.
Dude, they have a super easy schedule. And I've been watching Sopranos a lot, so I'm in on the whole Italian thing.
Yeah.
I'm betting Rutgers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole bunch about them, but I saw that you sent their schedule, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. How good is Ohio State?
If they don't make the national championship, I think Ryan Day is getting fired. That's how good that roster is. There's no holes. Like quarterback, average white dude. That wins in college football. Running back, they got 2 of the probably best 4 in the country. Wide receivers, like
Buka back.
Offensive line, even their coordinators. They have a Power 5 head coach as an offensive coordinator. Jim Knowles is one of the best in the business at it. They added the best player in the country. I'll say it. He's the best player in the country.
Caleb Downs?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 2 edge rushers came back, Sawyer and JTT. The D tackle came back. The middle linebacker is still there. What's his name? Ransom. Something Ransom is his name. The Denzel Burke came back, the elite corner. Like if they don't win the Big 10, and I know Oregon's good and like they'll have problems. I don't know how you don't fire him because they have an elite NIL fund. Like at this point, you can't do anything to mess it up besides get in the way. Yeah, so that brings me to the Heisman. So yeah. I have that in 2 categories too. I think the 3 favorites are Beck, Ewers, and Dylan Gabriel. And then I think you go to like a second tier of guys. It's Milroe, Luther Burden, and Travis Hunter. But I think if Travis Hunter can get 1,000 yards receiving in like 4 or 5 interceptions.
Maybe one of those interceptions is a really big moment.
Yeah, and they win I still think they suck. But if he has 1,000 yards and 5 picks, he deserves the Heisman. Because it's supposed to go to the best player in college football.
Yeah, that would be such a cool season too.
Yeah, if you have 1,000 yards and you're playing shutdown corner,
Especially if one of those picks is to ice the game on a Sunday or a Saturday night game or something.
Against
Yeah, and they beat they upset a ranked team. Yeah, but I hope they suck. Yeah, and I hope he sucks too.
Does Colorado stink again?
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him. Shador's good.
Put your bias aside. How are they?
They don't recruit the trenches. That's what wins. I say it all the time. If you can't run the football, stop the run, and affect the quarterback, you cannot win in college football. Can't do it. They don't. I don't even, if your own quarterback is talking about how bad your offensive line is, that's so bad. And I can't do all the cameras and all that bullshit with his other son on the sideline, writing rap songs and stuff. I can't do it. I think he's too much. Those three guys are so full of themselves that it just won't work.
And Edwards leaving is big. I mean, he was really, really good for them.
Yeah. And Travis Hunter's going to run out of gas at some point, so you're going to lose an elite player.
And they lost that number one recruit who might just stink, but regardless, that's
Cormani McLean.
Yeah, Cormani.
Yeah, they did get the number one offensive tackle or top whatever offensive tackle, but still, he's a freshman. Not every freshman can go out there and play left tackle. I know it's the Big 12 and it's a lesser talent, but still, I'm not sold. I need them.
5 wins?
I need to see what
5 wins?
I'll have to look at their schedule. I haven't looked at it, but they're not going to beat Utah. They're not going to beat Kansas State. They're not going to beat Oklahoma State. I don't even know who else they play. I hope it would be good. How can I phrase this? They're the Taylor Swift Chiefs of college football.
Yeah, but I disagree because the Chiefs are actually good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know. So if they get good, it's going to be the whole TV.
Yeah,
everything. Shador's going to go number one. Travis Hunter's going to go number two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinn just mentioned that they open up against Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I'd love to talk about Nebraska.
They open at Nebraska?
Yeah.
That's a loss.
Yeah. So they have mini Mahomes, Dylan Raiola. Talk to me about him because obviously my uneducated eye sees that and I'm like, oh, cool. They have Patrick Mahomes playing quarterback for a guy who's rebuilt multiple college football programs in Matt Rule.
If you were to tell me that kid had been practicing the throwing motion since birth, I would believe you. He spins it.
Yeah.
But two things. The poem he released when he flipped to Nebraska was all time. I hate that.
True.
And he went to, I think, 4 high schools in 4 years, and then he committed and decommitted to 3 different colleges.
Don't love it.
So
he's indecisive, man. What's the matter?
But all the talent in the world. He looked great.
Yeah. He looks
he looked great in the spring game.
Is he a true freshman, or was he actually at Georgia?
Yeah, true freshman. Oh, wow. So he's an early enrollee true freshman.
Ooh.
So he got to be there for spring ball and stuff.
Yeah.
But they also still, I mean, they have a decent defense, and Matt Rule seems to always get better, and they had a decent season last year. So I could see them still having a quality season.
Yeah, they could be one of those, you play a bit, say, I don't know what the schedule looks like, but say, Penn State has a big game versus Ohio State, and then they got to go play, at Nebraska a week later, and Nebraska upsets them. I can see, that. Yeah. Who... Auburn makes a living off that. Teams having to come play at Auburn, it's just a nightmare for them. They could be, yeah, that's them. They're the Auburn of the Big Ten.
Let's talk playoff. Obviously, we got 12 teams this year. 4 teams getting a bye for winning each Power 4 conference, and then 1 non. I have a couple questions. First, I was talking to Matt about getting even into the conference championship games, because now that there's no divisions in the SEC or the Big Ten. Who, say Georgia is a lock for the playoff and Texas is a lock for the playoff, but Texas is tied with, whoever, Tennessee, then they didn't play head-to-head. Who decides who gets in?
The playoff committee?
Oh, it's still just the committee.
Okay. Into the... No, not the playoff, into, the conference championship game.
Oh, it's either... Oh, it's conference record.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Just record in their conference.
Oh, what if they're tied? Yeah. What if they're tied?
I think it goes to strength of schedule, maybe.
Ooh.
Okay.
Boring.
I was just thinking,
I don't know what it is.
There could be a thing where, the SEC chooses to have Tennessee go in there so that way they have another chance to get another team into the playoffs, something like that. Because I think there's going to be a lot of talk about the SEC's bringing in 4 teams, maybe like 5. I don't think they'll bring 5, but like something crazy like that. Same with the Big Ten.
They could.
They definitely could. They have
Yeah.
They clearly have 8 teams better than the ACC does.
Do we want to do his Gecse poll for the playoff?
Oh yeah. Let's do our AG poll.
Let's do the AG poll.
Wait, so do you want my playoff prediction or my week 1
Oh,
preseason poll?
We should probably do that because we're in the preseason week.
we are, and then we'll do the
And then we'll
playoff
do that
immediately after.
Immediately after.
Number 1. Do we all 3 of us want to do
Let's
it?
go. Let's go in. No, we don't have ours. Let's just go.
I have the playoff. I'll do my playoff.
How far do you rank them? 25 or 10?
No, I did 10.
Okay, perfect. You want to start at 10 and then go down?
Yeah.
Great.
10, I went Penn State.
Love it.
Love it.
I think I already talked enough about them.
Yeah, they have a pretty easy
I'm
schedule.
high on them. Yeah, easy schedule. They'll probably do whatever James Franklin does and does like the 10 wins, 1 loss, 9 wins, 2 losses.
Mhm.
At 9, I went LSU. High on them, like I said. I think they're great. At 8, I went Florida State.
Okay.
I think they're right now. They're more complete than Clemson, but not. They have more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, it does because they're bringing in a whole new team.
Exactly. Clemson has more or less turnover. Clemson also has to play Georgia.
Right. That's an automatic
That's a
loss to
loss.
start the year.
Yeah. At 7, I went Notre Dame.
Riley Leonard.
Yep.
Did
And
their-
they brought in a wide receiver from Clemson, who I think is pretty good, Bo Collins.
Yes.
Nice. That's a good.
Forgot about
That's
that.
a good
But-
college name. They lost their
but-
left tackle, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's a big loss for a team that they have elite defense, like sneaky top 5 defense in college football, probably
They also
led
don't
by
have-
Benjamin Morris in the back end.
They also don't, if I remember, have a crazy tough schedule. I know they play like
No,
A&M to start, and then after that,
I think they're going to lose that game.
yeah, it's at A&M. I could see that happening.
Well, I'll be interested to see if A&M makes an appearance. Doubt it.
No way. But some people are pretty high on A&M.
Yeah.
In the top 10?
Yeah.
No, I just think playing at Texas A&M is like so hard.
Some people are pretty
Especially,
high
I think
on
it's a night game too.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
yeah.
12th man. All right. 6? 7?
6.
Yeah, 6. 6 is kind of everybody's favorite pick to make the playoff this year. Ole Miss.
Yep.
Not an easy schedule though.
No, but sweet jerseys and good vibes.
And Jackson Dart is awesome. Dirtbag.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. But they lost Judkins. But running back's the most replaceable position in sports. But still, they do a lot with that. Kiffin. And they do have the biggest Achilles heel out of any of the top 10 teams in the country, and that's Pete Golding,
You hate
who
that
cost
guy.
Alabama a national championship.
Yep. You hate that guy.
Maybe a couple.
Biggest Achilles heel.
The biggest Achilles heel in the country is Ole Miss.
It is. It is.
I love it.
It is.
It is.
I love it.
All right, 5.
He was so bad.
Yeah.
5, it's going to be Alabama. I think they will not miss a beat on offense, but the defense is concerning the young DBs. If they still had Caleb Downs, they would be the number 1 ranked team in the country. Hot take.
I see that.
I see that as well. Caleb Downs is that
Yeah,
much of a
I mean, they only got better. They lost the greatest head coach to ever do it in the sport.
Period.
True.
But the overall staff from top to bottom has gotten so much better under Kalen DeBoer is they kept running backs and D-line. The running backs in the D-line last year were awesome.
Mm-hmm. Jason McClellan.
They added Coleman Hutzler from Wisconsin. Know where he was before?
Where?
Wisconsin.
Cincinnati.
Oh.
Cincinnati. He recruited Sauce Gardner. Ever heard of him?
Yep.
No.
Good player.
They have 2 group of 5 head coaches as positional coaches now.
Nice.
And then the offensive coordinator is Nick Sheridan, who's kind of a question mark. But it's Kalen DeBoer's offense, one of those things. And then the offensive line is always a concern, but they have so much talent right there. The interior is so good. Probably the best interior in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And then the left tackle, you get Caden Proctor back. Hopefully he slimmed down, which it looks like he did. And then right tackle is an issue, but we'll get there. So right tackle and the DBs are biggest question mark for Alabama.
Do you think
If they figure that out, they're going to be so tough to beat. It's not even like you can call me a homer all you want. Like, they're going to be so hard to guard on offense. If Milroe fixes the short stuff,
no 007.
Do you think DeBoer will really utilize Milroe's ability to run the ball a lot? Because I feel like that wasn't a big thing last year, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, so, I think
it's going to be cool seeing Ben with the offensive coach.
It's going to be, they're going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah. Offense heavy Bama is going to be interesting.
I could definitely see a world where you get pretty upset in some high scoring games because the defense is not what it was.
Because you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I've never lost a 52-50 game before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
his name's fucking Pete Golding.
Sorry.
52 points to Tennessee.
Right, to the exact number. My fault.
All right, so clearly, we didn't talk about this either. Clearly, you're pretty high on Bama because that's your life.
Yeah.
But,
I think Kalen DeBoer is the second best head coach in the sport.
Okay, behind Dan Lanning?
No, what? Kirby Smart.
Dan Lanning, good coach.
Yeah, Dan Lanning's 0-3 versus Kalen DeBoer.
Fair enough. But
Steve Sarkisian's 0-2 versus him.
There you go. Cotton Bowl and the Cotton Bowl.
All right, who's going to rebound better, Michigan or Alabama?
Alabama. I think they have less question marks than Michigan. I know Michigan has the better defense, but Alabama has the proven quarterback in Milroe. I'm not sold on Orgy. Like, the run game will be fine because they still have Edwards, but they got to replace a bunch of dudes on the O-line.
Yep.
Their defense is going to be awesome again. But they lost Minter, the coordinator. But yeah, their defense is going to be elite. That kid in the middle, Mason Graham's a baller. You know about Will Johnson on the outside.
Right, beast.
They did lose a key safety in Keon Sabb.
Don't know.
Portal. He's now at Alabama.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then,
in 2 weeks.
but yeah, Wink Martindale will be fine as the D coordinator.
Oh, boy.
And Sharon Moore will be fine.
Wink, they got Wink over there? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That is
And that tight end they have is nasty.
Yeah, Colston Loveland's good, but
Loveland.
still, like, the lack of deep threat or weapon on the outside, period. They have the tiny kid who caught a touchdown versus Bama, the Samaje Morgan.
Yep.
But they're going to run the ball. They're going to be like Alabama. Alabama's going to be a run-first team. And same with Michigan. Like, they take pride in whatever they do, the bully ball, whatever that thing is.
Right. All right, 4.
But if they have to, like, they're not, the defense will be good, but not as good as last year, obviously. Like, historically good defense.
Yeah.
But they can't win a shootout. Mm-hmm. They can't.
All right,
number 4. Yeah, we've been all over the place. Sorry.
Number 4 is Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went Oregon at 3. Elite. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
They added Evan Stewart. They added Jabbar Muhammad, the corner from Washington. They have elite talent everywhere. The only thing that they might lack is experience, I guess. But Dylan Gabriel's played so much college football.
I know they're going next.
But, yeah, they'll be all right.
And then
number 2, I went Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then number 1, it's hard not to put Georgia because the only guy that could beat them is no longer in the sport.
Right.
So
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Carson Beck's going to be really
They have a tough road.
The only thing with Georgia is they play 3 games versus top 10 teams, and all 3 of them are on the road.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
brutal.
Yeah.
And Kirby said something about the depth of their team because they've been dealing with a little bit of injuries, but they got young DBs too. Like, they got an elite safety. They're banking on Julian Humphrey being an elite corner. They signed the number 1 DB class last year, but you can't, especially versus, week 4, you got to go play Alabama. That offense is hard to guard. It gave you fits last year, and they only got better schematically. So that'll be tough. And then you got to go play at Texas. The last time Sark and Kirby went head-to-head, Sark gave him 600 yards of offense and 41 points. So, and then you got to play Ole Miss, who they beat the piss out of last year, but Ole Miss got better.
True.
Yeah.
But still, those are 4 elite offenses with 3 elite offenses with elite weapons. So, yeah, I mean, Isaiah Bond torched them with Alabama last year, and he got a quarterback upgrade. But yeah, young DBs are going to have to learn to grow up fast. They no longer have Brock Bowers, which is huge. They no longer have Lad McConkey. They no longer have Ra Thomas. Scumbag. And the offensive line got worse, but they'll be fine. Like, they still have some ass kickers down there.
Gotcha.
And I think Carson Beck's the best quarterback in the country, so.
Really?
Okay. Expand on that.
Yeah, I just think he's more pro-ready than Gabriel and Ewers and Shador, if you want to throw him in there. And then Milrose a project, obviously. But yeah, I think Beck's the best. Cool. He processes the game a lot better. I think his pro comp is like Aaron Rodgers, probably.
It's a decent comp.
That's a decent comp. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, we want to do playoff?
Yeah, do we want to do some playoffs? Did you make a little playoff thing or no?
No. Okay. I'm merely a fan. I'm excited.
You guys can do a combined one.
I would have UAB 1.
Do you want to do a combined?
I would have
UAB 1. Do you want me to write UAB in?
12, yeah.
All right. Please. I did put Colorado State in 12 because that hype video. The kid.
Right.
The quarterback and the wide receiver.
Let's do that. UAB 11, they break the rules because they're too good of a story.
Both undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say we're high on the Dragons.
Right. Okay. We're high on UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham.
They're the first team out.
For
quarterback.
For obvious reasons. What about the quarterback?
Good. He's solid.
Yeah,
Toothless Targaryen. That's what you're talking about.
They're our first team out.
Yeah, first team out. For obvious reasons.
All right.
And then
you want to go 1 to 12?
Whatever, yeah.
12 to 1. Make it exciting.
Okay.
Maybe 12. Maybe 1 to 12 is actually more exciting. Yeah, do 1 to 12.
Yeah, because you're picking the conference winners first.
Yeah.
Me or you? I'll go. You were just talking for a while.
Yeah.
All right. This is the combined Wagon
Thank you.
computer that put these together, not us.
Yes.
Unrelated to our fandom.
Yes.
First, this is actually, I want to preface this again with, like I preface everything else. We're stupid.
Okay, you got it.
And this is a computer.
Yes.
And 3, this is partially just me, things I want to see happen because it's fun.
Cool.
Instead of like Georgia winning everything. And 4, I think that the committee's like, who knows what could happen this year? Like, it's all over the place. So I kind of went a little wild because who really knows what could happen?
So true.
I think Gecse is going to hate these.
Okay.
1, Texas wins the SEC.
Love it. I love it.
They beat Georgia in the championship. So Georgia's my 5.
In Atlanta. That'll be so weird.
So you have Texas beating Georgia twice, or are you going to have Georgia beat Texas the first time and then win the SEC championship?
Yeah, 1-1.
Revenge arc.
Revenge.
1-1. All right.
Yeah. 2, I had...
Big game player Isaiah Bond.
I also built these out into what the bracket would look like to have fun rivalries.
Oh, cool.
So...
He gave one of the girls I know herpes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Leave it in.
2, I had Utah winning the Big 12. They go almost undefeated. They lose 1 game. 3, we have Penn State winning the Big 10.
Okay.
That could happen.
Yeah,
all
sure.
day.
Totally.
They just got to get in, then you never know what happens.
Yep.
4, we have Miami winning the ACC. 5, Georgia, because they lost the SEC. And then 6 is Ohio State, who lost in the Big 10 championship. And then they play again versus Penn State, because they're the 6th seed, and Penn State's the 3rd seed. So that'd be their 3rd matchup.
Oh.
And that would just be electric, I think.
That would be sweet.
7, Oregon. 8, Ole Miss. 9, my favorite team in the country, Mizzou. 10, Notre Dame. 11, the Wolfpack down in North Carolina. NC State squeaks in. And then 12, we have Colorado State, because I don't know if you saw that video of their quarterback and wide receiver who turned down tons and tons of money to stay.
Yeah, that kid talks a lot of shit for a guy who threw like 18 picks last year.
I just think that was so funny.
Awesome. And he said he wants to win championships.
He wants to win championships.
Multiple
Championships.
championships.
They're going undefeated and
Colorado
probably
State.
making the playoff.
Yeah. I mean, hey, have to bet on those guys.
Yeah.
But, dude, if it happened the way it worked, then 7 seed Oregon would play 10 seed Notre Dame, and the winner would then play Utah. So, like, those are, I think, 3 teams that are pretty evenly matched. And Texas would play the winner of Ole Miss and Mizzou, which would just be more amazing SEC football.
True. Can't say it wouldn't be awesome.
Just means more.
It definitely won't happen, but, like, if it did, that would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was your 5th team?
Georgia.
Don't even heard of them.
You forgot a group of 5 team.
Colorado State.
Colorado State. Ever heard of them?
Oh, are they group of 5? Right?
They are now.
Yeah, they must be.
All right.
They were
They
last
better be.
They were last year.
If they're not, they are now. They're
now.
making it.
They were last year.
Yeah, the Rams.
They were the Mount West, I think. All right, what say you?
All right, I went Georgia at 1.
How crazy was my prediction?
What?
How crazy was my prediction out of 10?
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat.
All right, let's see what you got. George, you're just going to go chalk,
Yeah, I
aren't
went.
you?
Nope.
No.
I went Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma State, Liberty.
Liberty. At 5?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah, they're 5.
have to restructure my whole thing.
Colorado State will be 5 now.
Alabama, Oregon, Texas, LSU,
Ooh.
Utah, Notre Dame, Florida State.
So you think 3 ACC schools get in?
Wow. Clemson at 3.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, if you win, that's just
that's
it's
just
like
what it
seems
is.
crazy because they're at 3, but that doesn't mean they're better.
No,
than
no, no.
the
Yeah,
teams.
they just win their conference. That's
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're better than the teams that are like
Right.
11 through
No.
6.
Right.
it. No, I think Georgia and Ohio State will either have 1 loss or be undefeated. Ohio State will be 2, whether they're undefeated or have 1 loss. And then ACC, I think, will have a better record than the Big 12. And then Oklahoma's going to run the table. They're good.
Oklahoma State.
Buy stock now in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. Yes, totally agree.
Yep,
I'm
buy
buying
stock now.
I'm buying lots of property on Ollie Gordon Island.
Yeah, I hate them.
Prices
No,
going.
I actually do love them.
Oh, you
So
know
you
who else?
support guys who drink and drive. That's good.
I mean,
That was so funny.
If Gundy did it a bunch, then it's fine by me. You know who
If
I
you
also
need your license to buy alcohol,
right.
why can't you drive and drink? You know.
Okay, you said it here first. You know who I'm buying a little stock on? The island of Miller Moss.
Oh, you like him?
Yeah, I like the way that his team rallied around him in that bowl game, and he threw like 12 touchdowns, plus Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, who'd they play in the bowl game? You remember?
Louisville.
Good team.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
program, Louisville. And all his players were like, yeah, now we're playing for a real quarterback.
And the week before that, they lost to UCLA.
Yeah, well, that was because Caleb Williams, the bum, is their starter. Miller Moss only
Yeah,
played in the
Chip
All
Kelly
games.
was still there.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah, I mean,
I like
he's
that.
all right.
Where on
So,
earth is
again,
Chip Kelly coaching? Is Chip Kelly at Ohio State?
Average white wins in college football.
He's not average. He's a little Jackson Dart-esque. Is Chip Kelly at Ohio State nowadays?
Yeah, he's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's why, like, Ryan Day just has to stay out of the way.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
And he could be, like, the biggest hero because if Ohio State wins one, it'll be awful for college football because you'll have to hear about it for a year.
Yeah.
But, like, all that guy could show up and, like, sit on his phone all day and they would probably be better off than him, like, getting ready to go.
True.
Like,
Have Chip Kelly do it.
every time they've lost a game, he's been outcoached.
Yeah.
Harbaugh used to bully him.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby outcoached him in that playoff game. But if Marvin Harrison Jr. hadn't gotten hurt, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Noted.
Because Ohio State would have won.
Okay, noted.
You think,
We'll make a note of that for the history books. Asterisks.
Not right now.
Everyone will just read the Wagon history books. So, co-authored by Andy Gecse. So that's important that you put that out there.
Yep.
Anything else?
Um,
Your parlay?
oh, my parlay. Which we can, I mean,
Saw this.
Like
we-
less now?
no, I still love it.
Okay.
I still love it. I was going to ask you about Iowa because they are another team that's a question mark. They are still probably going to have a great defense, can run the ball, but that quarterback seems to suck.
Did you see his stat line in the spring game?
Yeah, it was
What was it?
insanely bad.
So good.
It was
I heard they're supposed to be better in
It was
offense
like-
this year. That's what everyone's saying.
No, they're
yeah,
hoping.
it was like 7 of 25
Yeah, I love
with
it.
like 3 turnovers.
What do you mean? That sounds like Iowa ball. Why letting them throw 25 times?
But maybe
What's going
they'll
on?
bring the other kid in because he's so bad. Also, they don't have a tough schedule, and relatively not tough for the Big Ten. And then
Defense is going to be real good.
they won 10 games last year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were on what used to be the weak side of the Big Ten, though.
Right, but
So
I don't
that's
think
why they were in it. It's just the 2 best teams this year now for the conference championship.
Right.
So yeah, they could play spoiler.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what their schedule looks like off the top of my head, but if they avoid the 3 big dogs,
they play Ohio State, and then other than that, their toughest games are like going to UCLA and like at home versus Nebraska and Wisconsin.
Doable.
yeah,
Doable.
they could go 11-1 and like steal
Keep your
a playoff
eye
spot,
on the
I
Hawkeyes.
guess. But also, the offense is so bad that if they allow 13 points, they could lose a game.
Very true. They could lose to like Michigan State.
Yep. So true.
Yeah.
What happened to Michigan State? Connor Cook and that
Yes.
center I used to feed families.
I don't know who that is.
Remember when Michigan State
when
made
they
the
got
playoff?
boat race by Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Michigan State Alabama playoff game. Yeah.
Brutal. Kind of reminds me of.
Have you ever seen that clip?
Ohio State.
They asked Derrick Henry about the Big Ten versus the SEC, and they were like, "You played one Big Ten team," and he's like, "Yeah, Michigan State, 38-0."
Yeah. They destroyed them. That was a bummer of the game. All right. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah.
Well, this was great. I feel comprehensively reviewed for the college football season. Kicks off this week, you say. Week 0.
Week 0.
Yep. I'm going to take Georgia Tech upset over Florida State.
Right away. Starting off with an upset.
That's your playoff team, Florida State, so let's just note that. And the Yellow Jackets are going to be
The 12th seed.
12th. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Very interesting. It's exciting. Any analysis behind that, or
Haynes
strictly
King.
gut?
They're in Georgia.
Any analysis? They're in London. Any Ireland? Any analysis behind that, or is that
they are in Ireland?
I like the Georgia Tech offensive coordinator and head coach. I think Brent Key's great. I think he'll be the next in line to get I'm not going to say an SEC job, but actually he could. He could be the next South Carolina or Florida if Florida gets fired. But yeah, and I think their offensive coordinator is great. He gave Georgia fits last year.
That's true. He did. I remember that.
Buster Faulkner. That's his name.
Great name.
Do you want to give a week?
Haynes King's coming back. Their 2 wide receivers came back. So defense just needs to force a couple turnovers. And you get Florida State now because the team chemistry is not going to be great week 1 with all those transfers.
That's a really good point. That's what I was thinking.
Or week 0, I guess.
I like
But yeah, I mean,
I'll take whatever team Buster Faulkner's on.
Coordinator.
I like Delaware State to cover the 38.5 at Hawaii.
Noted.
5 units.
There's some good lines. There's some real good lines.
I thought you were going to make some type of statement on Delaware State. I was about to kiss you through the computer.
There's a good offensive coordinator
at Delaware State. There's actually a guy at Delaware State. He's going to be a coach.
Take a guess at their
Scott. Delaware State Unicorns.